everyone, welcome back to the Earthbound Survival Guide, the podcast for all disciplines, paths, players, and game masters with your questers, Josh and Dan. I am Dan.
I am Josh.
And on today's podcast, we will be discussing all things Bestial, Part 2, as we cover the Warden and Master tiers talents of the Beastmaster.
Yeah.
So how about we do a quick actually, tell you what, if you have any questions about what you're going to hear tonight, or today, contact us at edsgpodcast@gmail.com. We did a whole email palooza a couple episodes ago. Haven't had anything since, except for one from Nick last time.
Yeah, just the one from Nick.
So yeah, hit us up. We'd like some more questions. It's always fun to answer those things. So let's get the 2-minute rundown on the first 8 circles of the Beastmaster from Josh, and then we'll get to the rest.
Sure. So the Beastmaster is a discipline that is based around the ideas of beasts and animals. There are a couple of different paths you can take when developing your Beastmaster. One of them is to be sort of a wild man of the woods who takes on aspects of animals and sort of learns from them and observes them and incorporates their behaviors and abilities and physical aspects at times into themselves. Then there is the other path, which revolves around the idea of having animal companions, similar to the eponymous Beastmaster Dar from the films of the same name and TV series, who has animals that sort of work with him. And several of the optional talents that are available to Beastmasters in their lower tiers are built and provided in order to allow that development, with all of the potential pitfalls that come along from having additional characters, in a sense, that are going to be making up your party. One thing that we actually, I don't think, addressed in that original Beastmaster episode was that animal companion approach, the menagerie approach, can actually be a really nice way to handle a group that has just a couple of players as opposed to a larger group, because then you can have animal companions that would be, in a sense, filling in roles that would normally be taken by other player characters.
Yeah, warriors, scouts.
In that, Dar has a human companion or two maybe, but really the group is made up of the ferrets and the tiger and the eagle and whatever other animals that are part of his entourage. Yeah, and they are just as much members of the adventuring company as any of the humans. In fact, in some ways, perhaps even more so.
Agreed. So, a fantastic rundown. I still love the Beastmaster. It's one of the more unique things I think Earthbound provides over more other role-playing games, especially in the fantasy settings. So let's dig in and talk about what they get at 9th Circle, because as we said, everybody gets this wonderful ability at 9th Circle. All disciplines do. This is called Tough Hide. The adept performs an 8-hour ritual to infuse their skin with bestial resilience. Each adept's ritual is unique based upon their training and personal philosophy. Some may commune with an animal companion, taking on aspects of its essence into themselves, while others may use the blood and hide of a wild creature they have recently slain. It is commonly performed as the final step of becoming a warden, but can be done at any time. After the ritual, the adept takes 1 blood magic damage and permanently adds +3 to their toughness value, raising it an entire step. So, yeah.
And this is on top of whatever other attribute increases you might have poured into increasing your toughness earlier in your adventuring career.
Yeah.
This is sort of the other type. We'll see a couple of other examples of this from other disciplines where they essentially take a point of blood magic damage to get a permanent 1-step increase to a particular attribute that is favored for them.
Yeah. Wonderful stuff. Also at 9th Circle, the Beastmaster gets to spend one karma point per round on any non-combat test made while in the wilderness.
Yes. This just ties into the idea of the Beastmaster being a type that does not deal well with civilization. This does end up being perhaps a little bit less helpful for those Beastmasters, those urban Beastmasters, who maybe live in cities or populated areas and either care for or have animal companions that they have within the city. There's the Hounds of Travar, for example,
Yes.
from the book of the same name, that is a group of Beastmasters that
Operate in
serve
Travar.
the city and operate in the city and have like dogs and so forth as their companions. It's an unfortunate thing, but most Beastmasters are a little bit more inclined towards the wilds.
Yeah, there's more wild than there is civilization on the map, so we're okay there. The discipline talent that Beastmasters get at Ninth Circle is Relentless Recovery, which I know we've covered before, but...
Yes, Relentless Recovery is a discipline talent where I think for the others we've talked about, it's only available as an option. This continues to play into the theme of the Beastmaster as a very tough individual.
Yeah.
Relentless Recovery essentially replaces straight toughness when the character is making a recovery test.
Totally. At 10th Circle, the Beastmaster gets a plus to their social defense. They're now at a 2 total from their original score. And the initiative is now also, by the way, up a whole step. So they get a +1 to their base initiative step. And their discipline talent at 10th Circle is Critical Hit.
Yeah, Critical Hit we talked about with the Sword, not the Swordmaster. We haven't talked about them yet. Not the Warrior. We haven't talked about them yet either. Air Sailor. Air Sailor got access to Critical Hit.
Right.
Critical Hit is a pretty straightforward talent. If the adept scores at least 3 successes, they increase the damage by their rank in Critical Hit. It doesn't cost any action. It doesn't cost any strain. It's just if you score this well on your attack, then you do bonus damage.
Yeah, which doesn't suck. Going to say that right now. On to 11th Circle. The Beastmaster finally adds 1 to their Mystic Defense bonus. So they're to the Mystic Defense, sorry. Their Karma can now spend a point of Karma on an attack test made against a target you've previously damaged. A little qualifier there, but not a huge one. Because you probably,
and again,
more than once.
Because these sort of discipline karma abilities stack or are considered a separate source from a talent, this would allow the Beastmaster essentially to be spending an extra point of karma. And it's playing on the idea of animals sort of harrying, like predator animals harrying their prey and continuing to cause them problems until they take them down.
Yeah. And the 11th Circle discipline talent that the Beastmasters get is Unflinching Fortitude. Still one of my favorite titles.
Yeah, this is the one that adds its rank directly to Wound Threshold. Again, continuing to play very strongly into the tough as nails survivalist type.
Yeah, and not an option. Discipline talent. We'll take that. 12th Circle. The Beastmaster gets bumps it up to now a +4 to their original physical defense score. And they now get a second additional recovery test per day. And their 12th Circle discipline talent is Momentum Attack. Because if you're moving, and these guys are usually on the move, so this is your... Yeah, Momentum Attack is actually available at lower circles to at least one other discipline, a couple of other disciplines. This is one where if you score an extra success on an attack test, it allows you to make an additional attack. Yeah, so it's a qualified extra attack. It doesn't play particularly well with Claw Frenzy. Fair.
Because I think there's a restriction in terms of, which is the 8th Circle sort of discipline talent for Beastmasters.
Mm-hmm.
But again, it's another way for extra attacks to possibly come into play.
Totally. So worth it right there. So the options, and again, 9, 10, 11, and 12, you get 4 of these options you can choose from. A few are new, a few are not new to the companion. The not new ones are Armor Mount, Life Check, and Steely Stare.
Armor Mount, it doesn't actually have to necessarily be a mount. Armor Mount, I think, also allows you to armor up any animal companion. So it is a way that the Beastmaster can make their animal companions a little bit more resilient, matching their own resilience that they gain during this tier. What were the other 2?
Life Check and Steely Stare.
Life Check is a really good survival option. If it's not a discipline talent, because there's not room for it as an option, it works really well. And Steely Stare is an intimidation talent. Charisma based, which plays very, very nicely with the Beastmasters, tends to have high charisma.
Totally. The optional talents are from the companion. So here's the rundown for them. We'll do them one at a time. Bloodhound form.
Bloodhound form, basically it's an enhancement to tracking. The rank in Bloodhound form adds to tracking for the purposes of any tests that you make on that. It's not a separate talent. It's just an enhancer. Cool. It also allows a little bit of an enhancement is that it allows the adept to track the target through the air if there is no physical evidence of their passing, like no tracks or anything like that they would normally use. They can track just by scent.
So basically windlings or other flying creatures.
Yeah. Windlings do need to walk or be on the ground at some point. They cannot constantly fly.
Yeah.
So once you have a physical track, but the Bloodhound form allows you essentially to start tracking without necessarily finding that physical evidence to start the process.
Absolutely. Next up is Burning Vigor, we've talked about before.
Burning Vigor, very, very useful and plays very nicely into the idea of the Beastmaster being a sustain, high toughness survivalist type. It provides the enhancement to strength-only tests, which can possibly be handy for the Beastmaster. But again, it's all of those bonus recovery tests that can power stuff.
Oh, totally. Chameleon. This one's new.
Chameleon is, again, an enhancement. It adds its rank to any tests that are made to avoid detection. So Stealthy Stride, for example, it would just flat up add its rank to any test made to avoid detection, Stealthy Stride, or anything like that.
That works. Defensive Posture.
Defensive Posture, we mentioned, I think, with the Air Sailor. It adds its rank to any action tests that improve physical defense. So acrobatic defense, anticipate blow, avoid blow, anything along those lines.
Nicely done. Eagle Eye, which again for Beastmaster, you got to have all the talents that have animal names.
Eagle Eye was available to archers as well. It provides a bonus to awareness tests equal to the rank in Eagle Eye to see things that are at least 30 yards away out to rank times 100 yards.
Whoa. Nice.
It doesn't really apply to the Beastmaster so much, but for archers it also negates the penalties for ranged attacks.
Yeah, there you go. And the last one, I think this is unique to Beastmasters, or maybe Cavalrymen, Goring Attack.
Yeah. Goring Attack increases the damage inflicted by animal companions. So if it makes a successful attack test, the rank in Goring Attack is added to the animal companion's damage test.
Okay.
A lot of these optional talents that Beastmasters get are just straight rank adders. They're not sort of new abilities. They just make the abilities that they already have even better.
Yeah.
And Goring Attack is optional, again, because it's something that applies to animal companions. And the progression is intentionally set up to not require the Beastmaster to pick up an animal companion. But this is one of those that you probably would want to pick up if you have an animal companion, especially one that's going to be involved in fights, to go along with your enhanced animal companion and other similar talents that just make your animal companion more awesome.
Totally. I figure at each circle, it's one talent for me, one talent to boost the animal companion. One talent for me, one talent to boost the animal companion.
There aren't as many. I mean, Armor Mount is another one that boosts the animal companion. So there are a couple of those options in there.
Totally. On to 13th Circle. And like I said, these keep getting better as we go along. The Beastmaster gets this wonderful ability, not even a talent, just an ability called Bestial War Form. As a simple action for 5 strain, the Adept can take on the features and traits of other creatures. You gain 12 points to allocate as you wish between initiative, claw-shaped ranks, movement rate, and physical armor. The player is encouraged to describe how the bonuses manifest affecting the Adept's final appearance, so all descriptor flavor text you want to use there, folks. And the points may be reallocated by using the ability again for 5 more strain, but only once per round at most. Each of the use of this ability lasts for up to 10 minutes and may be used a number of times per day, equal to your rank in Beast Weaving. So that's fantastic.
Yeah. It's awesome. Just basically, hey, here's a pool of points to just make yourself a tremendously fearsome combatant.
And, with no really restrictions on that, I can imagine somebody, 12
boost,
points
like you could
armor.
dump or movement rate.
Yeah.
You shift yourself into be able to move. It's not just about necessarily combat, but there are options there that allow you to make yourself more resilient, allow you to move faster, react faster.
Be first in line. Yeah.
Anything like that.
Totally. I know for a fact somebody I've got would take the 12 points and put them right into physical armor first and then just go wade into the deep end. Not saying it's a smart choice. I'm saying that's the choice they would make. So anyway, also at 13th Circle, the Beastmaster gets to add a total now of 3 to their original social defense. They get to increase their karma step from a D6 to a D8. And they actually add their first point of mystic armor again. So that bumps all of that up. But the discipline talent they get at 13th Circle, that's a lot of stuff, is Howl.
Yeah, this is a mass fear effect, essentially. The Adept howls, actually literally howls, but it is magically boosted, targets social defense, and it can affect a group. Each success gives the affected targets a -2 penalty to all action tests. It's similar to Frighten, the Nethermancer talent, except that it targets social defense instead of mystic defense, which is what Frighten does.
Yes.
And it can more easily, in a sense, affect groups, whereas in order for a Nethermancer to do that with Frighten, they need to at least cast one spell, and probably others if they really want to make it worthwhile. You go with Death's Head and Fog of Fear, which allows you to do Frighten as a simple action against everybody that is within the area of effect of the spell. But yeah, Howl is just one of those, impose fear on people.
Love it. Love it, love it. And it's perfect for the Beastmaster.
And it's a simple action, whereas Frighten, by default, is a standard. You need a spell to make Frighten simple.
Gotcha. On to 14th Circle. The Beastmaster gets their final bonus to physical defense, now up to a +5 from their original, because again, we're focusing on the physical here. That's where they get theirs. Their initiative is now 2 steps higher than their original initiative, their base initiative, and their discipline talent that they get is Vicious Wound, which we've covered before, but it's nice to have the Beastmaster element slant to it.
Vicious Wound is vicious. The Adept finds weaknesses in their opponent's anatomy. They make a test. Each success on the test reduces the target's wound threshold by 2.
Ooh, ow.
And it opens up the possibility that if the damage dealt is a multiple of the adjusted wound threshold, they can deal multiple wounds. Nice. So if they reduce the wound threshold to, let's say, 8, and then they deal 24 damage, they actually deal 3 wounds with that attack.
Nice example. Thank you for the math on that. That'll help inform some people on how to make that work and how cool that is. And I'm glad it waited till 14th Circle, because that would be a game changer any earlier in the progression.
There is an additional limit, is that you can only deal a number of additional wounds equal to the result, to the number of successes that you scored.
Gotcha.
So if you only scored 2 successes on the Vicious Wound test, you can only deal an additional 2 wounds, regardless of how much damage you might have actually done.
That's a good clarification.
That's pointed out more clearly in the example that is provided with the talent description there in the companion.
On to 15th Circle, the last one. The Beastmaster finally gets their last bonus to Mystic Defense. So this puts them at a 5 physical defense and a +2 to their base Mystic Defense. Their recovery gets up to 3 now, recovery tests per day, additional from what they had originally to start with. And Discipline Talent at 15th Circle is Venom.
Oh, Venom is just brutal.
Cue the M&M.
It basically allows the Beastmaster to envenom their attacks.
Yeah.
It can either be spread on weapons or enhance the unarmed attacks. On a successful attack test that inflicts damage after armor, it puts a damaging poison on the target. The step of the poison is equal to the rank, equal to the step for Venom, which is toughness plus rank.
Mm-hmm.
It's got an interval of rank per round. Like, so if you have rank 5, then it is 5 tests, 1 every round. It does not stack, so a target can only suffer from 1 venom attack at a time. But it is a brutal ability. Archers get it, I think. Archers get the option to have that to be able to put on their arrows.
Yeah.
And as if the Beastmaster was not a brutal combat type with a certain build to begin with. I mean, when you factor in Claw Frenzy and Claw Shape and Critical Hit and, you know, all sorts of other things that are in there that can enhance their combat prowess, Venom as the capstone ability just adds another huge layer on top of that.
Yeah, and again, I'm glad that Vicious Wound waited till 14th circle, and I'm very happy that Venom is at 15th because, wow, that's a game changer across the board. So at 13th, 14th, and 15th circle, we of course get options. We have an optional pool of master tier talents, but you only get to pick 3. So this is where the fun part begins. Again, I say choose wisely, but this is just choose creatively in this case. All of these are new to the companion. Let's get down to them. First one is Alley Cat Approach.
Alley Cat Approach is powered by a recovery test, so it would work really nicely with Burning Vigor if you decided to pick that up earlier. Each success on the test gives the adept +2 bonus to initiative, as well as any action test made to navigate and maneuver through urban environments, which includes climbing, chasing, escaping, but it does not directly affect combat actions. So attack, damage, etc. But it lasts for a number of hours equal to the adept's rank.
Wow.
It's basically your urban maneuvering
ninja
stuff.
Fair enough. Animal Leadership.
Animal Leadership is the animal companion development talent available here. It allows the Beastmaster to befriend and lead a group of animals, you know, taking over a herd.
Yeah.
In a similar way that the leadership talent allows an adept to take over and lead a group of other people. It's a very similar thing. It's just taking over a group of animals. It does not, on its own, allow the adept to communicate with the animals. They can only lead by example, but
yeah,
animal speaking is a thing, so it's not like it would be limiting in any way to not have that.
No, you just become the alpha. That's all. You're in charge. We've talked about aura armor before, but they also, of course, get aura armor.
Yeah, aura armor just boosts physical and mystic armor.
No worries. Echolocation.
Echolocation, I think, also was available to archers. I seem to recall.
I'll go look it up.
The rank in echolocation is added as a bonus to all awareness tests against any solid objects, and it negates darkness penalties within that area.
No, archers don't get echolocation. Not even as
they don't get it? Okay.
No.
Scouts, I think, get it.
Yeah, fair. We'll get there.
Must not have been one that we'd mentioned before.
No, fair. Lion Spirit we've covered, but good to have.
Oh, I know what I was thinking of with Archer. They have that missile lock ability that allows them to ignore darkness once they're aware of where the target is.
Right. The Top Gun.
I think is what it is.
The Top Gun talent. Yeah. On to
That's what I was thinking
Lion.
of.
You're fine. You're fine. On to Lion Spirit.
Lion Spirit, we've talked about with others, enhances mystic and social defense against fear effects.
Mm-hmm. Always good to have. Second Chance, the Oh My Dice Are Crap today reroll that Josh's views have been made well known on every single podcast before this because it's going to every discipline's going to get this.
It's not bad, but
yeah, it's fine. It's not bad.
It's fine.
And then we have the 2 vitals, Vital Strike and Vital Ward, for
which are also powered by recovery tests. Vital Strike, as if you needed more ways as a Beastmaster to deal damage, allows you to continue to deal damage, and Vital Ward, which allows you to enhance your active defenses by adding a bonus into any tests that you might make.
Yeah. So I hate to say this is going to be a quick episode, but the Beastmaster is rather straightforward on their role, the talents that back up that role, and the options they have to play that role to the hilt, even though they don't use weapons that have a hilt. So
yeah. I really like Alley Cat approach. I think it's a cool little ability. I don't know that it's necessarily applicable in every situation. It is kind of niche in regards to its utility.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're going to be having a game that's going to be that's at this high a level and you are going to be interacting with urban environments often enough, it might be one to look at.
Yeah.
You can't disregard Lion Spirit is a decent choice. It's available earlier for others that have had it. It's generally available in the Warden rather than the Master tier. Vital Strike and Vital Ward are both really good. Animal Leadership is the one you're probably going to want to pick up if you are going with a menagerie type Beastmaster that's going to be having picked up the other animal companion type talents. But even if you're not that type, it might be handy to have available as a trick in your arsenal if you have a game where that seems like it might come into play. Aura Armor, again, providing that bonus to physical and mystic armor.
Always good.
Is helpful. Not that the Beastmaster doesn't have other ways to enhance their armor. I mean, when you talk about Bestial Warform and things like that, but it does provide a mystic bonus that is not as readily available in terms of their talent selection. Really straightforward. Nothing super complex in terms of the Beastmaster.
Yeah.
Some additional talents that either enhance their sort of wilderness survival capabilities when it comes to tracking or hiding or anything like that. Talents that enhance animal companions if they're going that route, or talents that enhance their already prodigious sort of unarmed combat abilities.
Yeah, prowess. I still, like I said, at the beginning, I love the Beastmaster. I think it's unique in the sphere of many role-playing games, and this just adds to the legendary possibilities of what the Beastmaster can actually accomplish and the role it can fulfill in the game and the amount of stories you can tell after the fact of the badass things you can do with this character type.
Yeah.
I have zero questions and zero thoughts to add other than that. Sorry, it's a short episode, folks. The Beastmaster is very straightforward. There's not a lot of discussion for anything else.
If you want more in-depth Beastmaster discussion, go back to the earlier episode.
Yes.
Because there's a lot of discussion of animal companions and why Beastmaster was built the way that it was for 4th edition, and the complications and things that you need to keep in mind. All of that still holds true. Mm-hmm. We just don't need to go over it again.
No. And that was episode 19 for those who are trying to do a quick search on it. If it's in your feed or if it's in your device somewhere, easy to pull up. Don't have to scroll through everything. Episode 19, Beastmaster Part 1, Circles 1 through 8. We are good. If you have any questions for us about anything you heard tonight, or you want us to tell you what to do with your Beastmaster loadout because you are indecisive on what talent options to choose, email us. Contact us. We'll give you all the advice we possibly can at edsgpodcast@gmail.com. Josh will give you his opinion. I'll give you my opinion. You tell us what you want us to do. We'll build your character for you. Until next time, folks, I think you need to go find the inner animal for your legend.
Good night, everybody.